Well, good day, folks. How you doing today? Hope you're having an excellent day. Today, we're going to have a look at another flashlight. This was a light that was sent to me by Wuben, and it is their E7 Easy Carry light. So if you'd like to see some specifications on the light, it's got some pretty neat features and some testing. Stick around and we'll have a look. Okay, so they've sent me the light, and for accessories, they've sent me a head strap mount and a battery extender. So first off, we'll have a look at the packaging on the box that the light comes in. So very well packaged. They do a great job in their packaging. You've got your specifications on the back, which we will get into. And then we even have a little tab on the tape to make it easy to pull up. So you've got box within box packaging. So very well done for transport. And then your accessories would be in here and your light would be in here. And then you have your packaging for your accessory P9 head strap, which shows you how to mount your light. And then you have your packaging for your battery extender. And here we have the light. So if you just purchase the light on its own, you get the light. You get a multi-language instruction manual that is nice because they print it large enough for an old guy like me to read it. Gives you all your instructions and whatnot. You get a Type-C charging cable, and it is fairly long. I find a lot of times they send you really short, stubby little cables, but this one is fairly long, so that's nice. You get a wrist lanyard, and that is adjustable. And then you get a couple of extra O-rings. So the light itself has 6 modes. It has an aluminum housing, 2 OSRAM P9 LED lights on the front. The overall weight with the battery included is 80 grams or 2.18 ounces. The dimensions are 2.38 inches by 0.94 inches by 1.1 inches. So here you have the WUBENECL. Your battery compartment is on the bottom. Threads open, and there you see your O-ring that you have 2 replacements for. And then here's your battery. So it's a 1100 milliamp, 3.96, 3.6 volt battery, and it is rechargeable. You have your switch at the top, and then under this rubber housing, you have your charging port. You have a good sturdy clip on the back. You can use that to strap it onto your belt, onto a shirt pocket, onto the strap of a backpack, so you can have hands-free use. It also has a magnetic base, and it's a good sturdy magnet. So the light has an IP6 rating. That's your ingress protection, and that's basically keeping foreign elements out of the light that might cause it to malfunction. So the 6 is for dust, so it is completely dust-proof, and the 8 is for water. An 8 rating means that it will tolerate exposure of 1.5 meters for up to 30 minutes. And the neat thing is, you might think that the water rating is because of this little cap over your Type-C charger port, but actually it's how they've built the charger port. So you can have this cap off and drop it into water, and it's actually how it's designed inside that gives you that protection. Charging wise, I found it takes about an hour and a half to 2 hours for a full charge from a completely dead battery. As far as charging, on the top with your indicator light, if you turn it on, a solid blue light means that you have 90% plus battery life. If it goes to a blinking blue light, that means you have 40 to 90% of your charge. If you go to a solid red, that means you have 15% to 40% of your charge. And if it goes to a blinking red, that means you're on your last 15%. So let's dim our lights for a minute while we go through the modes. And keep in mind, I will have some full outdoor testing coming up in the video. So to operate the light, simply a soft push on the top. Press it once, that will turn it on, and it has a memory mode. So whatever mode you had it in last, it will remember that. Right now we're in the low mode, and that is 5 lumens, and that will last for approximately 60 hours. Hold until it switches. Takes you to the medium mode, which is 150 lumens and will last for 4.5 hours. Press and hold again. We switch to the high mode, which is 400 lumens and will last for 1.3 hours. Now at any point, whether on or off, you can double tap and that will take you to your turbo mode. So we can double tap from here and go to turbo. We can turn the light off, double tap, and go right into turbo. Your turbo mode is 1800 lumens. Now that will last for 1 minute, and then it will step down to 800 lumens. That will last for another minute, and then it will step down to 400 lumens or your high mode, and last for whatever remaining battery power you have. So you also have a strobe mode and an S.O.S mode. Now for anybody who doesn't like flashing lights, I'll warn you now, we're going to go into the strobe mode. To go into that, you triple click 3 times. And there's your strobe. Triple click again, and you go into your S.O.S mode. Your strobe comes in at 1000 lumens, and your S.O.S mode comes in at 200 lumens. Now, if you're concerned about the light turning on, say you have it in your pocket or in a pack, number one, you can see here you do have some ridging along the top to help protect from that, but it also has a lockout feature, and you activate that by clicking 4 times. So 2, 3, 4. It indicates to me that it's gone into the lockout mode, and now I cannot turn it on. If I want to turn it on again or take it out of the lockout mode, then it's 4 clicks again. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I'm turned on. Now another neat feature with the light is it can operate directly connected to a battery bank. But let's say somehow you've either damaged or lost the battery. So away goes our battery. So our light has no battery in it now. But if we take our USB and we plug that into our light, and we activate our power bank, the light will operate off of a power bank without a battery. And you still get all of your modes. With no battery in the light. So basically it operates off an external battery. So that's pretty neat. That's a cool feature. Now, if you're not satisfied with the battery life, well, you can purchase one of these. And this is a battery extender. Here we have it. So with this, you take your battery cover off. Add your extender. And that would be a good use for your extra O-rings. And then you can either drop in 2 batteries or 1 long battery. Seal everything up. and you just doubled your battery life. So that's a nice optional feature. So as I've already mentioned, it comes with a sturdy pocket clip, so you can clip it to your pocket or to a strap on a pack or something like that. And that is removable should you not want to have it. But another nice thing to have, particularly you're setting up a campsite or something like that, or even just going for a walk, is a headlamp. Well, they have this accessory where you can mount it for a headlamp. Comes with an adjustable strap, nice elastic material, so it's going to be more comfortable. And then you simply take your light, like so, line your pocket clip up here on this little ramp, and there, locks into place, and has 45 degrees of rotation. So while it's mounted on your head, you can still adjust the angle. And then you can see your button here is still fully accessible. So I've worn this and it's quite comfortable. There is an additional version you can purchase with an over-the-top strap, so you don't just get the around the sides, but you can get an over-the-top strap too. So another nice feature. Now there's a third accessory that comes with a light. They didn't send me one of those, but in doing my research, it's a little hands-free clip that you can mount, say on the side of the strap here, and it's basically a motion sensor. So if you want to turn the light on, you could simply wave your hand over it. It would turn the light on, wave it again, turn the light off. Kind of neat, not the most maybe useful thing in the world, but you might be able to set it up depending on the range of that sensor as kind of a motion light. So you're at your campsite, you're tucked away in bed, maybe you leave this outside on a table or a stump somewhere with that motion sensor pointing towards your camp, and if anything wanders by, it may trip that sensor and light up the light and maybe wake you up out of your dead sleep to let you know something's afoot. Alrighty, we've gone over the features, the accessories. Let's take it out in the woods and just see how much it lights things up. Wuben E7. Low. Medium. High. Turbo. Off. Strobe. S.O.S. Turbo once again. Okay, my overall impressions. I like it. I like the forward mounting. I mean, when I'm back in the woods, I have multiple flashlights with me. You never go into the woods with just one. One dies, one gets lost, damaged, whatever. It's good to have a second one and a third one. One to lose, one to use, and one as a backup. So the light itself, it's a floodlight. It's a big area light, as you can see from the testing. So at a campsite or anything like that, when you're setting up, that's great, as opposed to a big pinpoint beam. For general walking, I found it covers a good area, gave me a good amount of light. And again, I like the floodlight. Like if I'm just out and about walking, and let's say you're walking through the woods at night, you hear a crack or something like that. Sometimes it's better to light up a whole area as opposed to having a single spot beam and checking here, looking here, looking there. When you can have one light, it just lights everything up for you. So I like that they put some thought into some accessories. That's a neat idea to extend the light, and plus, gives you a little something to hold on to if you wanted to. But being able to extend it and add extra batteries, that's a nice feature. And that you can have it either as a headlamp or on its own is nice. Different times I've had a headlamp and I've needed a light that I didn't want to wear on my head or couldn't wear on my head, so I'm trying to work with a headlamp. With this here, it's a headlamp or it's not a headlamp. You have the options. Alrighty, let's talk price. We'll get the herd out of the way first, being as I'm in Canada. Amazon CA, the light itself, goes for $39.99. Each of the accessories, either the battery extender, the headlamp attachment, or the sensor, each goes for $13.99. If you go to Amazon USA, the light goes for $29.99. Right now it is on sale for $23.99. And each of your accessories are $9.99 each. If you go to the Wuben website, the light is $29.99 and each of the accessories are $9.99. Wuben does have some great sales, so keep an eye out for those. So overall, for what it is, not a bad price, I don't think. I'd much rather pay the American price than the Canadian price, but I was born here, that's what I'm stuck with. So overall, I think it's a pretty good little light. It has some great features, casts a nice flood beam, good to stick underneath the hood of your vehicle if you need to work on the vehicle at night. Maybe if you're broke down on the side of the highway, maybe you activate the S.O.S and stick it in the back window of your vehicle as a warning to people that you're stranded on the highway. Kind of like a road flare or something like that. The clip is good, nice and solid. Very easy to activate, not complicated at all. Yeah. No great complexity in the codes. Just tap on, tap and hold to switch to your modes. 3 taps to go to your strobe or your S.O.S, and 4 taps to lock out or unlock. So not complicated at all. I like the forward-facing lights so that I just want to put it on the strap on my backpack or something like that. If I don't have the headlamp feature, I can do that, and it's giving me that forward light. Really no great complaints. I mean, hey, it doesn't take a whole lot to please me, but this one checks all the boxes for me. And like I say, when I go to the woods, I'm not restricted that this is just a floodlight. If I need something more direct with a long beam, I'm going to have a flashlight like that. This is a pretty good light overall. If this was the only light you were going to carry, I think gives you all the features you need and an ample amount of light. And it's really neat that you can take a battery bank, even without a battery in the light, hook it up to the battery bank, and it will draw power from that, and the light will still work. So that's a pretty neat feature. Anyway, folks, that's my look at the Wuben E7. Thanks to Wuben for sending it along for me to look at, along with some of the accessories. I think it's a pretty good light. I've been back in the woods a little bit with it. I'm still recovering from my surgery, but I've gotten out for a couple short little trips back to the camp for a night. And I took this light and worked great. After dark, outside around the camp, lights the area up really nice. And the optional head mount feature is really good. So if you're interested, I'll put some links down below to the Wuben website. I think I've got maybe a discount code, Pocket EDC, I'm not sure, but if I do, I'll put that down. Anyway, folks, I hope you enjoyed the video. Got some useful information from it. That's what I hope to do, just give people some useful information on how to get the best bang for their buck. Anyway, folks, like I always say, If you're going to the woods, take a flashlight with you. It'll definitely come in handy because it's going to get dark at some point. You all take care.